What I like about the style is that it's actually making beats. When I listen to music anyway, I kind of close my eyes and I just listen to what's about to happen in the music and make a beat with that. I really enjoy it, I really do. I find the moment that I feel like dancing and then it flows.
It's just dance, and dance is fun, you know. People like to dance. Dancing is what goes with music. It's hard to dance without music.
The beat is infectious, so you're hearing that, the rhythm of it, and you sort of can't help but smile.
I like that clogging is very upbeat and energetic, and you can kind of also have your own style, and there's like an interaction piece with other dancers. You're not just individuals, it's like a team together.
We are the Cane Creek Cloggers. We are from Orange County, and we've been dancing for 34 years.
The group formed back in 1980. One of the founding members is still a member. One of the almost founding members, so basically she's a founding member too, still dances with us. We've been practicing on Tuesday nights for as long as I can remember. We perform for a lot of festivals, and we do free workshops too, sometimes at festivals. We have free lessons once a year. Clogging is a traditional dance, and sometimes people call it Appalachian style clogging, but it has a lot of roots in other kinds of dance and a pretty long history. It's evolved from some French-Canadian type steps, some English type steps, even some Native American, some African American influence.
When people moved here from Europe, they brought music and dance steps with them, and in the Appalachians it was a pretty isolated place. Families and communities would kind of get together. This was their entertainment and their fun.
A lot of times they would call it flat footing or buck dancing, and they call it different things in different parts of the southeast. Sometimes it's called one thing in Tennessee and one thing in Kentucky sometimes. And originally people would just do some fun solo steps themselves as the sort of the percussion to banjo and fiddle music. And then as time passed, they started to do some, whenever there'd be square dances or hoedowns, that kind of thing, they would do some of those steps while they moved through the formations of the square dances. But really, I don't think that that formal precision clogging really started until around the 1950s, perhaps. That precision clogging is when you actually plan out the steps and people do the same steps together. There were some groups around Maggie Valley in the western part of North Carolina that did some of the clogging type steps to the square dance type formations back around the 30s.
I think it's something that continues and maybe has been revived in some ways. When you look at, well, I mean, everything from the precision teams to the Grand Ole Opry and Hee-Haw even, where there were people who were clogging and making it a more well-known kind of form. Kind of kept it going and brought it to the attention of more people on a broader level. There are people all throughout the state of North Carolina, like right where we are in Orange County. There are people who have had generations of playing music on banjos and fiddles and guitars and dancing that goes with it. I also feel like I'm kind of connecting to some of my Appalachian roots that actually were in West Virginia on my mother's side of the family. It does seem like we're kind of celebrating a tradition as well as preserving a tradition.
I have met a lot of people that grew up around clogging and they know a lot about it, or they did it as kids. I didn't know anything about it. I learned all of it from the group. I didn't know how to dance at all, and I very much needed the concrete teach me this step and then that step. For somebody to describe the step, shuffle step, rock step, and to make that into muscle memory. And now I know enough of those steps that I can link together that I can dance to all different styles of music. And that, I want people to freely dance, you know? And I know that clogging is probably a really weird style to see, like, out at a hip hop show. Like, there are the people around here that have seen it, know what it is, and then I bet, I don't know, to everyone else it must look strange. But it's so much fun. And there's the aspect of partner dancing, which I do really enjoy, because you direct each other, you give each other weight. It's a lot of fun to dance with another person. And then there's the other aspect about just dancing in a group and having everything from having weekly practices and getting to know each other to preparing for performances itself.
Everybody clap your hands.
It feels like a family, and the more you get to meet and travel around a little bit, the more you realize how strong that is.
It was a long time before I actually played for any dancers, but the first time I did, it was like, I felt like you'd come around. This is what it's about. This is what it's for. It just felt so right to play for dancers. So anytime I get a chance, I play for either cloggers or for square dances, or if there's just a jam session going on, I love it if somebody starts dancing.
It's just a joy, really. We have so much fun together, and everyone is pretty enthusiastic. And I think that dancing in general is just a really beautiful thing. It's aerobic and it's social, and it really just seems to bring so many people happiness. I think the hope of what you would get from it really fills your whole being in a way. So I'd say it's not just sort of a dance that came out of the Appalachians and sort of stayed stagnant. It's grown and evolved, and will keep on evolving. We don't want to forget the roots, what it came from. When we danced at festival, there's one dance we do that has 4 guys. It's just 4 people, no music, it's just all percussive. And there were 3 little boys out in front of the stage, moving right along with them. Like, I think if we could have shown them the steps, they would have done some of them anyway. And in fact, they were looking so relaxed. They had that part down, you know. They were just so relaxed, just moving freely, and that's part of the joy of dancing, is just moving freely and having fun. I would say the kids, the young folks, they're always up moving around whenever we perform. It seems like this is a really great thing to get the young folks involved too.
There's always been a component of bringing communities together, and I think that a lot of what's happening these days, we have square dances that happen on a regular basis, and that also continues that tradition of getting people together and being together in community around things that people all love. And it's pretty much generally both the dance and the music.
And bow to your partner. Let's hear it for the Southern String Band.
It's always the community and the heart and soul of the people that you dance with, and also that you share the performance with. Because when we perform, it's never just us, it's everybody. It's the band, it's the kids out in front that are dancing with us, it's the people of all ages that are watching too. And I'd have to say, for me personally, there's that community, but there's also, I think, just as an individual, something that's deep inside of a person that is really that music and motion and just the joy. Even if you couldn't move, you can still feel that inside of you. So sometimes they say if you can walk, you can clog, but I don't think you have to walk. I think it's just inside of you, and that spirit is just like the love of musicality and rhythm. And to me, it's something that's just like one of the joys that we were created with the ability to have and to love and to appreciate as individuals, but also to want to share with other people. It's a gift. We all have a lot to be thankful for, all to be able to do this together. Thank you.
I'm going where them chilly winds don't blow. I'm going where them chilly winds don't blow.